Hey, it's James and Michael with the Crypto Guys, and we found something crazy in the charts that you need to see. It's going to help you understand whether Bitcoin is a bargain right now or not. Also, Russia and Ukraine today sit down at the table for talks, and what might that mean for your Bitcoin investment? So make sure you watch this video until the end because you don't want to miss this. Also, please remember to drop us a like. And as a disclaimer, this channel, it's not about financial advice. We're not here to give you financial advice. Like any of your investments, you need to do your own due diligence. So, Michael, let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about, is Bitcoin a bargain right now? And also what we found with the charts.
I think Bitcoin is a bargain, and it doesn't mean it won't go down a bit more. But how do you define a bargain, right? And it means that you buy it now and it goes up like later. So let's look at something I've found in the charts that I think a lot of people will love. This is crazy. Let me show you this. And we go back in time all the way in 2015. We found support. We found where the bottom is between these two lines here. And that's where we are right now. You know, we crashed down in this zone, right, where the bargain is. Right? You asked me if it's a bargain price right now. It doesn't mean it will not break that support line. Like, let's say there is still room for it to go down again. It may not, but there's still room to go down again to about 31. I think that if you're wondering where the bottom is, I think that's probably where it is, around 31,000. So it doesn't mean it will, but now you might be wondering, has it broke that support? It has twice. Once was in 2020 COVID, which is a black swan event, obviously. Another one was back in 2015. We broke it temporarily because of Bitfinex liquidation error. And if you want to look about that, you can learn all about it. But it only broke it twice. For most part, when it reached the bottom, it was always a good time to buy, right? You can look back, like if you had bought this and just hold it, that would be 8,871% gain right there. And of course, if you had bought it at the bottom here and held it, that would be 1,587%. So these are really, really good gains, obviously, right? When you reach the bottom. But any time you bought it at the line, you're making money. That's basically what it means. So the very best time to buy Bitcoin would be at the support line if it goes there. But it doesn't mean it's not a good time to buy now. It just means that if you buy now, potentially it could go down 18%, right? And if you buy altcoin, of course, they will bleed a lot more, right? Like maybe 30, 40%. So keep that in mind, because investing in altcoins, if this is not the bottom, is dangerous. But I will tell you one thing. If Bitcoin goes down to that support, I will buy so much altcoin at that level for sure. I wouldn't buy Bitcoin. And if you want to learn about what altcoin I'm buying, we have MetaGold coaching, crypto coaching, where I reveal the altcoins that I buy. But that's how I would play the game.
Yeah, more on that. If you want to know more about the crypto coaching and which altcoins we purchase, then we'll put a link in the description for that and tell you how you can access that.
Yeah. By the way, I want to show you another chart just very quickly, which is this one. And this was the top. This was the all-time high here. And so when we went down, right, one thing to notice is we stayed mostly in the bottom of that downtrend. You can see the blue line, dotted line. We stayed mostly in the bottom. Then we recently broke up of it. And I believe that what is going to happen is we're going to stay mostly on top. So even if we were to go down right now, it would go down maybe to 33, maybe to 31, right? 31 would be here. And then it would probably bounce back up. I do not believe it will go down here, because that would be 22,000 or 26,000. I mean, that's possible, but unlikely. So you can see that for most part, when it's falling mostly in the lower part. And then when it breaks through from that blue dotted line, it's staying mostly at the up. So you kind of can see where's the bottom, right? Which is between 33 and 31, which is exactly where my buy signals are. If you remember, right, I've been telling you all along to go back, and that if the buy signals would be exactly that, right? Buy level 1, 34,700, 33,500, and 3,700, which probably I would raise that even to 31 just to make sure I don't miss it. But those are the 3 buy levels that I set, and they do match according to these charts that I'm showing you today. So there you go.
Yeah, this is important to understand because, again, go back to strategy. If you're a day trader, then you're going to look at this differently than someone who's just acquiring Bitcoin and holding it for the long term. Then, if that's your strategy, then of course, Bitcoin is an absolute bargain right now. Even if you say, yeah, but what if it goes down? Well, for sure it can go down. But again, at the levels that we're talking about, there's, when you look at the long-term play, these are bargain prices. Let's talk a little bit also about leaders and followers. And you said something interesting in that a lot of people buy and sell because they're followers. They're following
Yeah.
someone else, right? And so let's talk about a leader who just recently entered the industry, and that
Yeah.
was Warren Buffett. Now, Warren Buffett bought. Now, where he bought at, the price has gone down. Do you think he's worried about it? Not at all, because he looks at charts like we just showed you and shows the upward trend. Obviously, Warren Buffett has got to the point where he believes that Bitcoin is actually a legitimate currency to trade, or an asset to trade. And so he is going to hold that for the long play.
Where he bought it right here, about this price here, 42. So now it's 39. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So everybody seems to want to follow instead of lead. And leaders buy first. Somebody has to buy first, right? So how do you know when to buy if nobody is buying? Well, that's why we do all these charts. So you have 2 choice. Like you can wait, right? Now we're getting a bit of a pump. You can see it's live, right? Look at this long green light candle. So let's see what's going to happen, right? All we need is one good news to break through, or just having a breakthrough on this yellow line, and I think it's going to pump. So that's why I'm still in my trades. I have not sold what I own. I was hoping it would go down in one way, but I'm okay. If it goes up, I make money. If it goes down, I make like money. And I could buy, I could do a breakout trade. A breakout trade is that it breaks the resistance and closes a 4-hour candle. Now we're looking at 15-minute candles, but if you go on a 4-hour candle, and let's say we break above that resistance zone, might be a good place to open a trade, but you got to be careful for fake outs like that, right? So, and keep in mind that we got rejected there many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like over and over, 7, like rejection over and over again, right? So let's see what's going to happen, but that's where we are right now.
Well, speaking of news, let's talk about that, because as you said, we could use some good news. And of course, the world is volatile, just like crypto right now. But if there is good news, it is the fact that today Russia and Ukraine sit down at the table, at the negotiating table. Now, what's going to become of that? Who knows? But the fact that at least that meeting is happening is good news. Now, let's say something really amazing happens, like this Russian invasion is going to get called off and they work out some deal. That would be tremendous news that is going to be, we believe, reflected in the markets for sure.
Yeah, correct. I mean, it's more the fear that breaks down the uncertainty that brings down the prices, right? Because people don't want to take the risk in case that there's a massive crash. They don't want to be part of it. So all it takes is Putin and making a deal, and then the news gonna go crazy, and that's it. And then we will see a massive pump. That's all it takes really to get out of this, right? If the war is over, then the crash is over. I would say like that. It might have lasted longer, but people always want an end to a story, right? A crash is a story. So the narrative is things are bad, right? But if you can put an end to the story, like, yeah, it's the end of the war, that would be a beginning of a new chapter. That's allow Bitcoin and all the equities to go up again. I would look at it like that.
For sure. And obviously oil prices have gone up, and that's partly due to fear and the uncertainty of what's going on. And of course, what we don't want to happen is things to escalate and get worse. Then everything is going to go down. So again, let's find out what happens. And this is just developing by the hour. And that's one of the reasons we come to you every day, so we can keep us up to date, keep you as up to date as we can.
Well, I think as a leader, it's important not to make the problem worse than what it is. It's not World War III. He's probably not going to press the nuclear like weapon, and he's probably not going to do that. So let's not make the problem worse than what it is. At some point, this may end very slow. It may end very abruptly. Who knows? But obviously, he's going to want to win from this. He wants something, right? So let's see if he can get it today, and hopefully he can, and then it'll be the end of this. Because when powerful men like Putin don't get what they want, unfortunately people die, and that's not cool, right? We need to find an end to that story and begin the new one. Right?
True. So let's hope we have a good end, because a good end to that story is good for your crypto investments for sure. But even more importantly, it's just good for all the people in lives, right? So
like in I mean, I know we're talking about making money, but this is how markets work. Like you make money during times of uncertainty, right? Times of war, whatever it is. When this happens, it brings the price down. You'd be crazy not to buy, right? It doesn't mean we don't care other people, but we got to buy opportunity and hold it. And when good times come, you ride that up, right? That's how you make money. So
exactly.
Hopefully that makes sense to you.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, listen, stay tuned to this channel. Make sure you subscribe. And if you like the content, you smash that like button for us. That would be amazing. And then also, we'll be back again tomorrow. But as just a recap, you look at that chart and what Michael showed you, for sure, these are bargain prices for Bitcoin. Again, do your own due diligence, right? This is not financial advice, but when in doubt, zoom out and you take a look at this, then anything in that zone, it's a good time to buy it. That's how we see it. Anyways, this is on behalf of James and Michael from the Crypto Guys. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe.
Bye for now.